Hi everybody, welcome back to a brand new episode of The Hype, where minds collide and ideas amplify. I'm your host Merna, and today we are celebrating 50 years of China and Gambia relations. Joining me in the studio is our lovely new friend from Gambia, Fatou. Please say hello to our audience.
Hello everyone. It's good to be here.
Happy to see you.
Yeah, happy to see
Happy
you
to
too.
have you with us in the studio.
Thank
And we
you.
also have another friend joining us via Zoom. Kanni, can you please say hello to our audience?
Hello, everyone. Nice being here today.
All right. Okay.
Mhm.
Can we please have a small self-introduction, Fatou?
Well, my name is Fatima Sillah. I'm from the Gambia and I'm working with Kerr Fatou Media. Yeah, the biggest online media in the Gambia.
All right, awesome. And Kanni, can we please have a small intro?
Hello, everyone. Once again, my name is Kanni Touray. I'm a student at the University of International Business and Economics, majoring Masters in International Finance and Investment. I also work with the Gambia Investment and Export Promotion Agency in the Gambia.
Fantastic. Welcome, girls, and welcome to our audience to The Hype. We are streaming live right now on various platforms, including Facebook, YouTube, X, TikTok, Chinese platforms of WeChat, Bilibili, Weibo, as well as CGTN's official platform. So if you like our show, please tune in with the hashtag The Hype and leave your comments for any inquiries during our show. Since we mentioned 50 years of relations between China and the Gambia, welcome, girls, to our show. Can you tell us a bit more about what you're doing here in China?
Well, like I said, nice to be here. I came here for a 4-month trip, courtesy of the China International Press Communication Center under the China Diplomacy Association. It's a 4-month media exchange program where they have almost 90 countries from 90 individuals from developing countries, all journalists, to be here for 4 months to explore and experience China.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And tell us, I've heard earlier that this was your first international trip.
Yes,
Can you
it
tell us a
is.
bit more about
It is
that,
my
Fatou?
first international trip. And when they told me that you were coming to China, I was so excited. My boss called and she was like, there's this one program in China and I would love you to join. I was so excited, but when I was coming, at first I was a bit nervous because it was my first time traveling and I was traveling alone, so I was nervous. But then I was fine. When I came to the airport, I met this Chinese girl. Her name is Windy. I am forever grateful to her. Yeah. She helped me a lot throughout my journey from Brussels until I get here in China. I was the only black girl in the flight with one black guy, but she was helpful. She helped me a lot, so I was very comfortable in the flight when I was coming, and I tried a lot of Chinese food before.
That's really nice.
Yeah, and on the flight also.
And I love that Wendy was your first Chinese friend.
She is, and I love her so much. She's so lovely.
And what's really nice is that you met a lot of friends from your hometown here as well
Yes,
in China.
and Kanni too. I met her here. This is my first time meeting Kanni. We met here, and I also met a lot of Gambians here in China.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Kanni, tell us a bit more about student life here in China.
Student life in China, if I can describe it on my own experience, is great because the place is very conducive, the environment is safe, people here are friendly, and then they are ready to help. So students in China are actually being helped in every aspect, and it's really good to be here. There's nothing difficult studying in China. You have your privacy, you have your safety, and your confidence to go anywhere and do anything which will enhance your studies more. And then you have help from people all around. So it's great to go to school in China.
Oh, that's awesome. And what are you majoring in right now at UIB?
I'm majoring international finance and investment in UIB.
And did you study something related or work in something related to that before you came?
Yeah, before I came, I did my bachelor's in accounting. So I graduated in 2020. Then I joined a government agency called the Gambia Investment and Export Promotion Agency, and I'm the project development officer. So being a project development officer actually persuades me to move a little bit in more of economics and finance, and that's why I decided to pursue my master's degree in such field, and then in this special country, which is China. And it's really helping me a lot because I've learned a lot within the few months that I've been here, and I know it will impact a lot in my work when I get back home.
Sure, absolutely, yes. And before coming, I'm sure it was a big decision to make, moving to China or like picking university. So tell us, how did you make that decision?
Yeah, the decision was not really easy at all because trying to check on schools. China was part of the list, but at first I was like, oh, I'm going to a different place. China is really far from home. I'm gonna spend 2 days on the way. And what kind of people am I going to meet? How am I going to cope with that situation? So I was actually contemplating on these issues. But when I came to China, I was like, oh, I was just over exaggerating things because everything is normal. They respect everyone regardless of anywhere you're from, regardless of religion, regardless of whatsoever. And then everybody here is really welcoming. So yeah, it was a big decision that I made. And then because the reason why I chose China is they have very good universities, and the universities have so much international students, which can help me know more to diversify my knowledge more about cultural difference in terms of different countries. Because right now my school has about 150 different international students. So that was part of the main reason why I chose the school, and is a very well-known school. And then we have so many different schools in China that are really good too. So these was the things that motivated me. And then, yeah, I don't regret coming here. It's really good here.
All right. So, Fatou, tell me, before coming to China, I'm sure people in Gambia also have heard of China or like have
Yeah.
relations with China.
Yeah.
What does China look like in the eyes of Gambians from your generation?
Well, in my generation back home, when you talk about China, almost everybody back home knows China, especially Shanghai is a very popular city in Gambia. But then when I was coming at first, you know, people have different views on China about the food they eat, the culture, the lifestyle. But then my boss was like, China is very beautiful and China is very developed. I think if you go there, you will learn a lot and also you will meet a lot of different people. So when I came here, it's my first travel though. But then I never regret it. China is beautiful. Like Kanni said, the people here are so lovely. They are ready to help. Even in our program, our assistants, our directors, they are ready to help. Anytime you call them in the middle of the night, they are ready to give you their assistance. They help you to order food, to order stuffs online, to transfer money. Because China here, I don't see people using cash. It's online money. So when we came at first, yeah, the Alipay, the WeChat money and others. So at first it was difficult for us because back home mostly we use cash. But then they were ready to help us here. Anytime you call them, they help. The directors, the assistants. Even in the stores, when you go there, you want to talk to a Chinese, even if they can't speak English, but they're ready to give you their phone, type, say whatever you want, and they're ready to help.
That's
and with
really
that,
lovely.
Yeah.
And speaking of the different payment methods, with the new opening up with different countries and collaborations, there's also a bunch of countries that are visa-free to China, or like there's different restrictions on visa policies for a lot of different countries. So recently, a lot of policies have been changed for WeChat and Alipay applications to make it much more easier for even tourists. So if you're coming here, let's say for just a few days and you can't get a bank account open or anything, you can just attach your foreign bank card to the system. So it would be much easier for like international travels and
Well,
stuff like
I don't
that.
use that, but my colleague from Malawi connect his bank account and to his Alipay, so he's able to use money back home in China.
Oh, that's much more convenient, isn't it?
Yeah.
So tell me more about more stories that you've encountered here in China that were perhaps a bit shock or different than what you expected before you came.
Well, I can say when I came here, China is more than what people expect it to be. China is beautiful. Chinese are open. They will look at you, they will smile, regardless of your skin, your color. You know, when I walk in the streets, they're like, oh, you're so beautiful, we love your skin. And plus, the city is very safe. China is so safe. When you're walking, you feel the security. You know that you're safe. When you drop your money, anytime, anywhere, go back, you will meet your money. I told you that before the show, that I dropped my phone in a public toilet. For like 20 minutes, I went back. My phone was still intact.
You're still there.
Nothing happened to it. The other day, I dropped my money. We went for lectures for like 2 hours. I went back and my money was still there. I was shocked. I was like, whoa, really? And you feel secure. You're working, but you know that I am safe, I am secure. And I've never lived alone all my life. This is my first time living alone, but it feels like I'm living with people because I am so safe. Open your door, go anywhere you want to go. Nothing will happen to your house. Nobody, it's like nobody cares. Nobody will touch your belongings.
Everyone's just doing their own thing.
Yeah, everybody's doing their own thing.
It's your first time living alone as well in another country, or even in your country?
Even in my country.
Oh.
I'm always living with my mom, my dad, my aunties.
They probably wouldn't let you live alone back home, would they?
No, they wouldn't. The other time I was telling my mom that I want to rent a house with my friend. I think I'm an adult now. I'm tired of living with you. She was like, are you mad? There is no way you're going to do that. Yeah. But I came here, I'm living alone, and she's proud that, yeah, I travel outside and I'm doing things on my own. Nobody to tell you, don't do this, don't do that. I know what I want, you know. It's kind of like when you're an adult, you know what you want to do. You take care of yourself. You do things on your own without anybody telling you what to do.
Yeah.
It's called adulthood. And I think it helps me a lot. Even when I go back home, I think I am ready to live alone, to do things on my own without considering what the next person will think or say about me.
It is quite a changing experience,
Really.
has it been? That's good. And what about Kanni? How does the parents feel about a little girl or like a young lady moving to another country and living alone?
Yeah, before moving here, like everyone in my family, we were all nervous. We were thinking they feel so sorry for me. They were like, "Oh, Kanni, you're going very far. I just hope you can cope." Because as Fatou said, back home is very rare to see a lady, especially of our age, to stay alone. We stay with our parents. We get so much attached to them that we even have the fear to move an inch from them. All that you do is from home, you go to school, from school back home, or you go to work. But coming to China actually enhanced me, helped me to know more of my potentials, helped me to be able to go do things outside the box, and also give me more confidence to have more independence for myself. So anywhere I am in the world right now, I'll be able to manage myself, manage the finance that I have, manage my relationship with people, at the same time my work and then my school. So it's really, really great to be here. It teaches us a lot within just few months that we are here.
And from a student perspective, because like you said, you did your research and you chose to come to China, I assume a lot of Gambian students also are studying in China?
Yes, so far right now in Beijing and Tianjin, we have about 47 students, 47 Gambian students. And in China as a whole, we have about 173 Gambian students here. So the number keeps on increasing a lot. Yeah, the number keeps on increasing. And thanks to the China government, because they are offering so much scholarships to us, they're making our life so easy in China. Once you come, they take care of all your needs from the starting of your studies to the end of your studies. So it's like we're very, very comfortable. We feel home in China.
And in terms of like, let's say student exchanges, this cultural exchanges in terms of language, is Chinese language, I've heard, I think a couple years ago, Confucius Institute opened in the Public University of Gambia.
Yeah,
is that correct? Is Chinese language education quite popular right now in Gambia?
Yes, it's getting popular over the years now. It has been introduced at the university at first, but of recent, it is also introduced to a high school called the Nusrat Senior Secondary School. It's a high school that I actually went through. So I actually come with the guy who was even teaching the students there. He came for his PhD now. We came together last year, but he has a replacement now. So as we speak now, the Chinese language, culture, tradition is introduced in the Gambia, both at the university and at high school level. So these actually persuade more students to learn the language and then come to China upon the completion of their high school or come for their second degree.
That is fantastic to know.
You know, some Gambians never travel, but when my friends call, they will say, Ni hao.
Oh, really?
They all know Ni hao.
Yeah. I know you know a couple
They know
more
those words.
I know Ni hao, Mi fan, because I love rice, so Mi fan is rice, I know.
Yes.
Ni hao, xie xie.
Ni hao, xie xie. Hello,
Yes.
thank you, and rice.
Yes.
Because that's something
Yes.
Fatou really cares about. So can you teach me the same words, but in your language?
In my language, when you want to say rice, you say chino. Say chino.
Chinu.
Yes.
Chinu.
Kanni in your
Chino.
language.
I'm more of a noodle girl. How do you say noodles or pasta, for example?
We say noodles.
We say noodles. Okay, noodles sounds
Me
great.
too.
Yes.
We'll have some noodles and chinu in the future. So tell me a bit more. So Kanni introduced to us the language and cultural exchange between China and Gambia.
Yeah.
You're here on like a work exchange,
Yeah,
aren't you?
I
Can you tell me a bit more about the collaborations between China and Gambia in terms of working, in terms of exchanges?
Well, China is a very important partner to the Gambia. China has been giving aid to the Gambia in terms of education, in terms of infrastructure development. Because China has given, I think, more than 300 scholarships to Gambian students, and not only students, but some of our law enforcement agencies. They also give opportunity to young journalists like me to come to China to learn about their work, to experience China firsthand. They also give opportunity to some technical groups some technical workers in different media houses in Gambia. Our National Assembly members were also given the opportunity to come to China to learn about capacity building training. They also built our conference center called the Sadara Kairaba International Conference Center. It's a $50 million project funded and built by the Chinese. And they also built a lot of roads, bridges in the URR and the Central River region of the Gambia. So they have been giving a lot of help to the Gambia in terms of health. During the COVID-19 pandemic, China sent
medical aid groups?
Yeah, during the COVID-19 pandemic, China sent a lot of medical teams to the Gambia, and they also sent us a lot of vaccines for the fight against COVID-19.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It sounds like quite a strong friendship, isn't
Yeah,
it?
really.
So you saying you come here on you're a journalist back home. So tell me, meeting a lot of journalists here in China and like being in press conferences and stuff like that, what's different, or like what did you learn from being here?
What I learned is they respect time. Like when they say 10, the journalists are there before 10.
Yeah.
And they are not shy to do their work. You will see them running, interviewing people, taking pictures. They are not shy when it comes to their work. We also visited CCTV. They took us to their workplace. They showed us how they write their stories, how they do live streaming. We visited their studios. And here in CGTN, we have been here for a 1-week internship program. And I can say it's quite different from our studios. This is a very big studio, the biggest studio I've ever seen. They have a lot of employers, and it's different from back home, really different. It's like they're doing a lot of job, but it feels like they are not even working. You don't hear any noise. Everybody is doing their work. Everybody is serious. I think when I go back, I will learn a lot. And I already learned a lot from this trip when it comes to journalism. And we've also been doing a lot of lectures when it comes to Chinese culture, when it comes to news writing, and a lot of stuff. We do lectures on Chinese media, Chinese language, Chinese culture, and we also visit a lot of places here in China, including the Great Wall and the Forbidden City, and many more other places.
It's been a fun trip, hasn't it?
Yeah. And we have a month ago.
Well, I'd like to ask you, because we talked earlier, and if you guys don't know, this is actually Fatou's first show.
Yes,
first time on camera here.
Yeah,
so we're very happy that her first show is on The Hype.
Yeah,
so we're
I'm
very excited to have you. Do you feel like after coming here and meeting a lot of friends from different countries, friends like Kanni as well from back home, do you feel like your personality-wise has developed as well? Like, is it different than before you came?
Yeah, it has boosted my confidence, because I am that one person that people's opinions matter to me a lot. Like when I'm doing something, I'll think, what does this person think of me? What will he say when I do this and that? But since I came here, a lot has changed. I'm like, I will do me. If you like me, you will like me for who I am. Like, I don't care anymore what anybody thinks about me when it comes to my personality, when it comes to my capabilities and the things that I can do. Now a lot of things change, because before, when I want to do this, I am very scared. I'll be like, how, if I do this, what will this one say? What will do? And people's opinion. Even when I want to buy something, I would like to have somebody else's approval. Do you think this is a good thing for me to do? Do you think I should buy this? Do you think I should do this? But since I came here, that has changed a lot.
You're just being you.
Because, yeah, living on my own, doing things on my own, managing my finance, whatever I want, I do it on my own. Like, there's nobody here that will tell me, don't do this, don't do that. It's like me taking control of my life. So it's a good thing.
Well, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, chatting with the girls earlier, they've told me of a very fun event they attended the other day, which was your a cultural festival at the university. So Kanni, can you tell me a bit more about how did the event go? Did you have fun? Were there a lot of people at your booth? Because you had a Gambia booth, didn't you?
Sure. The event was really successful. And this is the first cultural festival that I attended in China. Initially, as I am the only Gambian in the school, I was like, I hope I'll be able to do this alone. I didn't even take a booth initially, because I'm like, it's going to be a hectic work. But I think of it twice and say, I'm doing this for my country. I'm promoting my country in China. So I also spoke with the Senegalese people here, as we're like, it's only 3 of us. So we actually come together and then made a very, very nice booth. It was really amazing. And then the outcome was too much. I was surprised to see that outcome. But as I said, the university is very diverse. We have different cultures. So each of us actually come up with something that would differentiate each other. Like we all feel that we were home yesterday, because everybody brought back our cultural materials, cultural dress, and cultural food. imagine even the Chinese were requesting for our cultural juices, the fried rice, the wonjo, and the chakri. I was like, don't worry, we will have another one and then we will do more. So that shows how open they are and how diversified they are because they actually easily accept people's culture and differences. So we had a lot of fun and we get to know more about each other's country. So I'm like, oh, next year I'm gonna do this again for sure after the program. It was really good.
Yeah,
Will
it
we
was
be
good.
expecting you here as well next year for the cultural
I
festival?
would love to be here.
Did you have fun yesterday?
I have a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun, you know. I was with Kanni throughout yesterday, you know, helping her to cook, helping her to set up her booth and other stuff. And I also try not only Gambian food, but other dishes from other countries, like the Malawian dish, the Botswana. And when I went to the cultural event, I saw a lot of countries, like countries that I've never heard of. I was like, whoa, it's like every country in the world is in China. I saw people that I've never met in my life. Like those, I don't even know that those type of people exist. I saw countries that I've never ever heard of in my life. But I was surprised to see them, and I also asked them about their countries. They were able to explain to me more about their countries. And like Kanni said, I was surprised to see Chinese were eating our jollof rice, and they loved it. And our cultural, our traditional juice, we call it wonjo. It's so nice, yes.
Oh my God, we should have brought some to have here.
Yeah, next time you should try it.
Don't
They loved
worry,
it,
you will
and they
have
were
it, sure.
requesting for more.
They were requesting more. Did
They
you
were
have enough?
requesting for more. Unfortunately, we sold everything, including
We can't
the
feed
food.
everybody. Everyone's so excited to
Yeah,
taste it, right?
everybody was so excited.
There is, I think it was last year I was in Changsha, or I think around New Year's this year, and then I went to this exhibition hall where it was China Africa exhibition hall, and like I think all year long they have booths from different African countries, each showing their own products that are sold in cooperation with China, which I thought was very, very exciting. So if
Yeah,
there's more chances for you to
exciting.
travel, you can go to Changsha and
Sure,
see that
I would
exhibition
love to.
hall. I've known you've been around to different places
The different
already.
places. We visited Jiangsu province.
Jiangsu, how was that?
Yes, but in Wuxi. It was so beautiful, so fun. We visited a lot of places in Jiangsu province. We visited the Wuxi International Movie Studio. It was so big. Oh my God, like we walked more than 3 hours inside the studio. We couldn't finish everything. We visited Lake Taihu. We also had opportunity to have meeting with the CC, I don't know, China Corporation, something.
Yeah.
It has to do with construction. They were building some bridges. We had the opportunity to visit some of their projects in Jiangsu province, and it was so fun. And we have also been to so many cool places in Beijing, inside and outside the program. Because sometimes we discover things on our own. We visited things, because I have some of the friends that I make here, they are so adventurous. They want to explore new things. You know, they're like, let's go and discover this place. Let's go there, let's go there. So it was so fun.
Were you an adventurous person before?
No.
Really?
Yeah, before I was the type that, you know, when I close from work, I went back home, I sleep. I don't really go out. But since I came here, I've been going out a lot with my friends.
I wouldn't know, because meeting you, I think you're very energetic,
Yeah,
very
I
bubbly,
look like
right?
that, but I don't like going out. I don't like going out, but now it's different.
Oh, that's nice.
I've been
that's
going
nice.
out a lot.
Speaking of bridges, is there a bridge, I think, also, when you mentioned conference center,
Yeah.
is there a bridge also as a joint project between China and
Yeah,
the
there was a
Gambia?
bill that was built by the Chinese called the Samba Juma Bridge in Basse. And it has helped a lot in terms of transportation in the two regions, because before it was difficult for people from URA to travel to Basse and the people from Basse to travel to other part of the Gambia. But with the building of that bridge, it has eased transportation a lot in the people of those communities, and it has also boosted their economic growth, because, you know, we have people that are doing business in this other parts of the Gambia, and other people are doing other things there. But with the bridge, it has helped ease the transport between the two.
Shorter
the two
time as
regions.
well with the
Yeah,
transport.
the timing, yeah.
Fantastic.
So,
yeah, that's
it
great.
has helped a lot.
That's great information. Great to see how bubbly and energetic you are.
Thank you.
Kanni, I would like to ask you, since you worked in finance before, and since you're also pursuing a degree in finance and investment right now at UIB, how do you feel like getting a degree here would help you in the future as someone working in this field?
Yeah, getting a degree here would really help me because so far I've spent about 2 semesters, and to be frank with you, I've learned a lot. There are so many things that I didn't know relating to international stuffs, but when I came here, like I learned a lot, and it will help me enhance more of my job. because my job basically it's more deep in finance. And then I also need that international exposure to be able to execute my job very well. So coming to China, doing my master's at UIB, so far so good. It helps me a lot. I'm actually writing some projects on my own, and it's just like just 8 months. I'm being able to do a lot. So imagine after the 2 years. So it's great being here for sure.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, as
Mhm.
a small, well, since we're coming to a close for our segment, I would love to ask each of you, as a young person, as someone vibrant in their own fields, how do you feel like in the future, with your experience being here, you could be a bridge, for example? Or how do you think is the power of young people in the future in fostering relationships between China and Gambia? I'll start with Kanni.
Okay, we can start on the students' perspective because we can be having exchange programs between the Gambia and China. Right now, as I said, Chinese language is already introduced in the Gambia. Students back home are learning Chinese language at the start of their high school. So we can first then we can make this relationship to be more deepened by encouraging and then promoting more cultures, more traditions of the Chinese in the Gambia and at the same time also in China. Like we can have exchange programs like university students coming to China, visiting for a period of a week, and Chinese students as well going to the Gambia, visiting for a period of a week too, so that we can actually learn more about each other. And that's in terms of students. So going to the business components, we can have more projects together. As I said, my work is to appraise investment projects, and I've actually appraised some projects that are owned by Chinese. And as we speak now, we have so many ongoing projects that are 100% owned by Chinese in different sectors, such as fisheries, agriculture, manufacturing, and so on. And all of them at least employ 200 Gambians. So that is really, really good for the Gambians. And I can also say that the youth in the Gambia right now, most of the unemployment youths are actually venturing into business. And with the help of China, you can just sit there, contact someone here, buy goods, and it will be sent to you at a very cheap and easy way. So it actually generates a lot of employment in the Gambia. So these are the things that we can furthermore have more sign more MOUs in order to enhance like our relationship, to deepen it more, and then it will be beneficial for both the two countries. So I see a very, very positive future between the Gambia and China. So far, so good, and then we're expecting more to come.
Hopefully expecting more to come. And I do know you're a
Sure.
great student in your major as well. So in terms of your work in the future, how do you feel like you could be a bridge between the two countries?
Okay, so coming to China will help me a lot right now because I've known so much about the Gambia and I'm currently in China. So I'm doing my I'm doing my background research to know more about China, to go beyond my, out of the box, even not only in the class, but outside the class, I do my personal research because I want to write on projects that are going to be both beneficial to the Gambia and China. And then this project, we can just use it to market both countries. It will foster the relationship. It will make it to be more like interesting and more beneficial to both countries. So for now, my long run plan is to come up with as much projects as possible. As I said, I've already started the small work in it, and hopefully after my degree, I'll write more projects. Hopefully you will see one.
Absolutely, and we super look forward to Connie's writings in the future. And from your lovely perspective, I know that you work in journalism. You have a website as well that you work for, and a blog. So tell me, from your perspective, being here, how do you feel like you in the future could perhaps be a bridge between China and Gambia?
Well, I've been here just for 3 months, and I have a month ago. But living here for the past 3 months, I think when I go back, I saw a lot of positive things in China. I saw a lot of beautiful things here in terms of Chinese food, Chinese culture. I think as a young journalist, when I go back home, I will narrate those stories to Gambians. I will tell them the things that I see. Like I said, even back home, we have Chinese restaurants there. We have Chinese food. People there have the opportunity to taste Chinese food even before traveling here. And we have a lot of Gambians too that are traveling here in China for business trips. So when I go back home, I will tell them that China is not what they think it is. If you want to experience China, you have to come and experience it firsthand. China is not what we think it is. It is beyond that. China is China is just mind-blowing. China is the future.
And since you guys had, I would say, like you said, before coming, obviously it was a big choice whether or not you want to make this this travel or this move, because as a lot of people think China is so far away, but in reality it's not actually.
It's not.
Yeah.
You know, you feel home here. And anything that we have back home is here. If you go to Chinese markets, everything that we have in our market is here.
You can find stuff from back home as well.
We have a lot of stuff back home that are here in Chinese market. You can be able to cook Gambian food here in China. And everything that you need to prepare those dishes, you will have them here. So it's just...
So looking back, you were happy to make the decision to come.
Yeah,
You're
best decision I ever made.
A short trip, but Kanni, from your perspective, making the decision to move here, I assume for a couple of years was a big decision. But so far, you're happy with your decision, yeah?
Yeah, it worth it a lot. Like as Fatou said, before I came to, I was really nervous. I brought so many ingredients from Gambia to China. Imagine, it was really a hectic trip. But when I came, I was like, why did I bring all of this? If I go to Taobao, Pinduoduo, the moment I write the name or put the picture, I'll see exactly. And I've bought it, and it exactly tastes the same as the one at home. So I was like, oh, we need to sensitize people back home about China. You don't have to worry when coming to China. China is safe, China is secure, China is clean, and you can have like your own Gambia in China.
Wow.
So it's really beautiful being here.
Talking
and
to the lovely,
people are so lovely. The Chinese people are so amazing. They will just look at you, smile, regardless of your color, and they are always ready to help. And I would recommend for Chinese to visit the Gambia.
Yeah.
It's a very beautiful country. It's the smiling coast of Africa. We have beautiful, beautiful dishes, and our music too is beautiful. I think, yeah, you should visit the Gambia.
music. Tell me more about the music.
Well, the music, Gam music, I think is the best, right? Can you agree with me?
Fatou, yeah, you can even dance. She's a good dancer.
We're missing two things. We're missing your drink and we're missing the music. But hopefully, perhaps in our future episodes of The Hype, we'll bring the girls back, and then we will have music, we will have drinks, and we'll have a full Gambia day.
The Gambian food, you should try.
Oh, the food as well.
The food is so
Gambia
good.
Day. Talking with the lovely girls and seeing how much love they have for being here, even not being here for so long. I love hearing your stories, and I feel like it does remind me of when people say they want to make a big life decision, whether to visit a place or to move, but there's that moment of fear, whether or not you want to do it. But the thing is, if you stay in your comfort zone, you might always think, oh, what if I went? Or like, what if? But actually being here, you're making much more memories that you never expected.
Yeah, really.
Oh, well,
and I want to say a big thank you to my boss, Fatima Sillah. She's a young Gambian woman who's giving opportunity to a lot of Gambian young people like me to explore the world. She gave me this opportunity to travel. And I also want to say a big thank you to the Chinese embassy in Gambia for giving my media house the opportunity to send a representative in this program. My boss is amazing. I love you.
And we're very happy that we have two lovely girls from Gambia that I've met today, because I actually didn't have that many friends from Gambia before, so I'm so happy that the Hype has brought us together.
Two now.
Two friends now who will be introducing me to food, music, and drinks from Gambia. All right, so once again, hopefully in the future, I'll see Kanni's reports and articles about China, and I would super be looking forward to your stories.
I've read many stories already, girl. Go to our page, you'll see.
Oh, I will, definitely. We congratulate again China and Gambia for 50 years of relations, and hopefully more to come. Thank you for being here with us today, and thank you for our viewers for watching this show. If you liked our show and you have any more ideas about what other topics you would like for us to discuss, please leave a comment under the hashtag #TheHype. Thank you so much for joining us. This was The Hype, and see you in our next episode.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.